ba'd. All praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has given us the opportunity to come and perform the salah with congregation in His house. This is the ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept our ibadah, forgive our shortcomings, and give us the opportunity and the ability to continue to come to His house to perform and to do ibadat. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen. As we were discussing regarding the opportunity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to every individual when He has sent him into this world by giving them the deen. And Allah Azza wa Jal's order is that enter into the religion fully. And we went through the entire religion as categorizing into 5 categories. After Imaniyat, the second category is Ibadah. And we discussed the 2 of the main fara'id of Ibadah from the 4 fara'id that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept. Salah and Zakah. The Salah purpose is to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the purpose of Zakah is to sacrifice what you love the most, that is wealth, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The third faridah that Allah Azza wa Jal has mandated and made it obligatory for the believers is the faridah of fasting, as-sawm. And this act has been made mandatory once a year for 30 days for every individual. Now this entire course of 30 days, which is the month of Ramadan, and this act, they both contribute towards the progress and the success of this individual. The act of fasting, it has been mainly for 2 reasons. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this obligatory for the believers. Number 1 is through the act of fasting, a person, he is able to obtain taqwa in his life. Now taqwa is translated into 2 things. Number 1 is sincerity, and number 2 is being protected from the deception of shaitan. Sincerity is earned through fasting. It's the easiest way. Why? Because fasting is an act which is hidden, which is not exposed to anyone. If a person wants to break his fast without anyone realizing that he is not fasting, he doesn't have to do much. He just have to find a way to just break his fast. That's it. And no one will able to find out that if a person is not praying salah, it's exposure. Person is not giving zakah. When you give zakah, you are exposing yourself to other people by giving it to them. When you're performing salah in the house of Allah Azza wa Jal, your salah is being exposed. But fasting is something that if a person doesn't keep it, then there is no way that anyone else, except of course Allah Azza wa Jal knows. But this is an easy way to get connected to Allah and make your action sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept the reward for this ibadah with Himself. As-sawmu li wa ana ajzi bi. That fasting is for me and I will give the reward, and no one else can give the reward, or no other way the reward can be given except by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second thing is to protect yourself from your desires so you can obtain taqwa in your life. And that will be done by being hungry. Why? Because a person, the more he consumes, the desire increases. This is why Allah subhanahu wa Rasul alayhi salatu wassalam, addressing the youth community of his time, Ya ma'shar al-shabab, man istata'a minkum al-ba'ata falyatazawwaj, فإنه أغض للبصر وأحسن للفرج ومن لم يستطع فعليه بالصوم فإنه له وجاء. That he, addressing the youth community, he said that, oh, the community of youth, if you are able to get married and you have the strength to do that, please do and go get married. Otherwise, keep on fasting, because that suppresses the desire of human being. So desire, it is increased through the channel of consumption, and it is decreased through the channel of fasting. And if a person decreases his desire, he is able to do ibadah more. Why? Because the attack of shaitan is less. When the desire is increased, the attack of shaitan also increases. When the desire decreases, the attack of shaitan decreases. So ibadah becomes very easy. This is why in the month of Ramadan, a person is able to do more ibadah because he is fasting. And the fasting of the entire month gives him the ability to suppress and to decrease his desire so that ibadah can increase. And to couple with that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He restrains the shayateen. He changed the shayateen so it becomes easier for a person to do ibadah. This is why ulama has mentioned that fasting is babul ibadah. It's the door towards your ibadah. And door is for two reasons. Door is for two reasons. Number one is whatever is inside stays inside, and whatever is outside stays outside. And when you shut the door, that means the inside doesn't go outside and the outside doesn't come inside. Through fasting, this door is established in your ibadah, because shaitan stays out, and whatever you are performing good, it stays inside. So through this channel, a person, he is able to secure his ibadah and to decrease the attempt of shaitan in the life of an individual. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, فَإِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَجْرِي لِإِبْنِ آدَمَ مَجْرَى الدَّمِ أخرج البخاري ومسلم. That shaitan floats in the body of human being like the way blood floats in the body. Now how are you going to make this floating of shaitan or the moving of shaitan in your body very easy? As the riwayat of Sunan al-Bayhaqi has an addition to this narration, and that is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, block the passage of shaitan by keeping yourself hungry, meaning being fasted. When you fast, the shaitan's door becomes blocked, and it's easier for a person to do the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask the Almighty Allah to give us the true realization of this ibadah, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal, as the month of Ramadan is approaching rapidly, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to perform this act in the best way possible and accept it from us. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحان الله وبحمده. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب